Hey friends, welcome to Andy's Crap. This channel we talk about all kinds of audio stuff, and today we're talking about this Rolls hand built in Salt Lake City. Pretty cool to see something like that made in the USA. Really impressed with this preamp. I'm gonna go through some records and tell you what I heard. Now, as a baseline, I used this PP999 pile, which this I just happened to look it up on Amazon right before. And the reason I happened to look it up on Amazon right before is because I borrowed this from a friend, and upon returning it, I want one for myself. So that gives you a hint how good I thought it is. All right, so this was 15 bucks. This runs 60, and it is worth 60 bucks. Short service announcement here. I'm doing the review on the Rolls, right? You've clicked on it because that's what I'm gonna do, but I'm also going to call this a review of the Music Hall Mini as well. The Rolls is 70 bucks, I think, on Amazon. Actually, it might be 60. I think it's $59.99 or something like that. Really good, and you'll find that out in the review here. But the other one that I was going to review from my same friend was this Music Hall Mini, and I did a little bit of research before I started to do the review to see who else has done reviews out there, and I stumbled on a video where a guy opened both of them up and was showing them, and he said that the Music Hall Mini is the Rolls, and in fact on this one that is the case. There is the stamp Rolls on the board here, and honestly I've been A-B'ing them this morning over the course of this Creedence Clearwater album here, and I can't tell the difference. Honestly, they sound the same. So this review is also a review for the Music Hall Mini. So if you want to pay 100 bucks for the Rolls, they'll gladly put this on there for you. It's even the same case. I mean, it's just like, it's not even changed. Now, all of the preamps that I've listened to this point, and I think there's like 6 or 7 of them, the only one that's rivaled this, or I still question whether or not it's better or not, I'm gonna have to listen to them back to back, is the iFi Zen Air. So going into the musicness that I listen to, Saturday Night Fever, all I can say is that it's not that it was bringing out like a new part of the music or anything that I hadn't heard before. It just made it really exciting and really engaging. So next we have the Beatles, and in my opinion, the whole album, it just woke the entire thing up. And the way I would describe it is bright. There are parts of the Beatles albums that if you don't have bright or bringing a lot of color to the foreground of the music, you miss a lot of what they wanted you to hear. This does a really good job of bringing that out. The next album is the Cabbage Patch Kids. So one thing I noticed on this album as I was playing it is between the pile and the Rolls, the Rolls brought out a lot more crackle and pop. This album, of course, was owned by a child at one point, found it at the thrift store. Yeah, so it has a lot of surface noise. And this did bring out that surface noise. So if you do buy one of these and you're listening to records that happen to have damage or surface scuffs, it's going to bring those out. So Modest Mouse, one of my favorite bands. If you've seen my other videos, I rave about this album a lot. The soundstage and the dimensionality of Modest Mouse is really hard to bring out, and the best way that I've ever listened to this album is on CD. This got really close. Next, I am just going to show you what I wrote. Yeah, this this, it definitely, from all of them that I've listened to so far, the Rolls did absolutely the best on Don Williams. Don Williams is country. Post Malone. All right. Adds significant depth to Mr. Malone. And when I say depth, I mean it felt like he was actually, I don't know what. So let's just put it this way. The Mauki that I just reviewed made it sound like Mr. Malone was singing into his hand. This one made it sound like I was actually in the studio with him. The Ray LaMontagne here. Ray LaMontagne is very easy. It's very easy to get lost in the instrumentals in Ray's music, and with the Rolls, I did not get lost at all. I could clearly hear Ray through everything. It was just beautiful. It's probably, I'm going to say that this Don and Ray LaMontagne sound the best on the Rolls so far. I don't know. I've got a couple more preamps I need to test here. So, Mr. Richard Simmons, it sounds like a comical thing to take a Richard Simmons album and put it onto a review like this. But if you think about how this was designed, this record was designed so that you could hear Richard with the music in the background. And with the Pile, I can hear him, but he's muffled. And with the Rolls, he came right out. He was front and center, and the music was in the back where it belonged. Absolutely one of my favorite albums of all time. And I will say that the i-Fi was better on the Led Zeppelin. The i-Fi brought out pieces of Led Zeppelin that I hadn't heard before, but the Rolls got really close. I don't know what else to say other than really close. What I would say is that, like, on the i-Fi, I could hear like subtle things happening in the recording, during the recording. This didn't bring those out, but it was very, very close. I didn't have any trouble hearing all of the different dimensions within the music, if that makes sense. Finally, the Clash. Perfect emphasis on the vocals. And so this is the first one that I listened to. So we just went through them in reverse order. So you can see that the first thing that I was really impressed with was how well the Rolls brings out the vocals. And it does. It just is wonderful. Would I recommend the Rolls? Absolutely. I am excited enough about this one that I'm going to go ahead and buy one. I feel like this rivals the best that I've heard so far. On top of that, the price is it's just affordable. I mean, $60, that's awesome. For this, that's awesome. Okay, let's go into some sound demos so you can actually hear the difference for yourself. And at the end, I'm just going to cut off. I'm not going to say goodbye or anything like that. If you like these type of reviews, please like and subscribe. Put a comment down there. If you own one of these, tell everybody else about them and how much you like it or don't like it. Hopefully you like it, because I like it. It's pretty freaking awesome.